right, Mocha Marvels. It is Friday. Welcome to Mocha in the Morning. I'm your host, Miss Keisha Boyd. And of course, I cannot do this without my co-host, my Cafe con Leche, Jorge. Oh, okay.
Buenos dias.
Officially, Jorge, listen. It has been a week, honey. We were off for Thanksgiving. We're back playing catch up. And it's like it's a race, obviously, to the Christmas holidays now. So my goodness, what do you have planned? Is your house all decorated already? Were you done?
Well, the first thing I plan on doing is shaving because
I love the beard.
Well, no shave November, but it's the first week it always starts off real cute. You got that George Michael scruffiness, but now I feel like I'm walking around looking like Bigfoot Bay. Have you seen Bigfoot Bay on Instagram? I feel like that's what I feel I look like right now. All I need is the pink my hair.
Listen, I love it. I think it's sexy.
Yeah, so do some
mature.
So do some other fans of our show.
Yes.
Oh, girl, I don't want no entanglements.
Oh, God. The Mocha in the Morning Show does not endorse
entanglements unless it's a paid
engagement.
Yes, that. Now listen,
oh my gosh.
Here's something super fun. First of all, congratulations on everything that you've been doing with House of Gucci.
Oh, thank you.
You did, girl. I mean, to have gone from coast to coast and then from what do you call it if it's up and down? Like coast to coast, north to south, east to west. You did that. So congratulations on all that. I know that was a lot of work. So it was awesome to see you out there doing your thing, girl. And then we were on this side of town. We got to go to dinner en blanc. That was my very first dinner en blanc. And hello, Miss Tosh, shut it down.
Oh gosh, you guys look amazing.
I mean, we're gonna run a little highlight reel on it later. And so had a great time. Kia, of course, was our contributor on site. And such a blast. What was really super fun is with the sparklers.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone looked beautiful. And I had never experienced a dinner en blanc. And I was like, what is this all about? So I was like, let me just focus on being background because I need to take all this in. And you know me, it's so hard. I'm like a mule. It's so hard to get me to go anywhere, do anything anytime after 3:00 on a Friday, So I'm like, okay, let's go, let's do it. And talk about a beautiful, well-organized, super entertainment-filled event. So congratulations to everybody at Dinner en Blanc.
That is so amazing.
Celebrating their fifth year. So that's pretty cool. And speaking of celebrating, okay, so check this out. Come on, for the people, for the culture. Did you realize that Rita Moreno, hello, super performer, who won the Oscar for West Side Story? Well, they're doing Steven Spielberg is doing an adaptation to it.
Yes, I did. I've seen a few clips.
Yeah, and the thing is, all of the characters that are Latino, Latino, well, all the actors that are portraying them are Latino.
Okay. For the culture.
And they even created a role for Rita because she starred in it as Anita. Yep. But now they created a new character for her to be in that movie. But she's got that EGOT that everybody wants.
Absolutely, she got it all.
Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Yeah.
But the reason why I was bringing this up because homegirl is 90 years old.
Listen, she better get it. Come on, blessings.
90. 90 now. I mean, look, rice and beans in your whole life. Boom, we'll get you to 90.
I cannot with you. I cannot.
I just
what kind of bean? What kind of bean? What kind of rice and what kind of bean?
Well, what white rice with wheat is roja or colorada. Some people use black beans. In the Bay Area, black beans more popular. But I'm Puerto Rican. I need my beans red.
Okay, we can do some red beans and rice now. Now, look, in the culture, in the Black culture, we put a little pork in there, a little seasoning, mixing that. Little red.
Oh, you know what we do? We put patitas. You say pork, we put a whole pig foot in the beans to make.
There it is. You know what? Before all this,
the Mocha Marvels, if we keep this real, like, if it's not a foot, if a pig's foot is not in them beans, I'm not eating them. Because I don't know where your beans have been. I need the pig feet to go in there and make sure like everything's all right.
Stomped in good. The season is stomped in there, right?
Yeah, celebrating the holidays too. So, and I was talking to our producer about this too. It's the time of year. It was like Giving Tuesday and all that kind of cyber this and giving that. And like, especially now these COVID times, like, does it ever stress you out when you go to like pay for something and you always walk out of the store feeling like you're the worst human being on the face of the earth, only because you didn't want to save anyone from cancer, diabetes, hunger, from the hurricane, from earthquakes, from fires, from intergalactic alien invasions. I'm like, no, I'm good. No, I'm fine. And then you walk out the store and I'm like, should I go back in there and be like, just round up? Because like I'm really, I'm at a crossroads. I'm like, first of all, you don't know me. Like I'm a charitable person.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So come tax season, whatever, I make sure that like we donate, proper amounts that needs to be donated. And people don't know that about your life. So when I'm at the cash register and they're asking me if I want to save this elephant, like I want to save the elephant, but like I just saved 20 over here. Can somebody else save this elephant? I mean, I love elephants, but like, ask her.
Jorge, cut it out before we do all this. But first,
merry everything and happy always.
Coffee. We'll be right back.
I need a cut. And then she asked me what I was eating. I'm like, it's Mocha in the morning. What do you think I'm eating? Chocolate.
Mocha Marvels, we are back and it is time for our steamers with officially Jorge. What you got for us this week, love?
Girl, I'm over here posing. I didn't realize the camera was on me too. Anyways, it is time for your steamers. Everything that's happening in Black entertainment and Hollywood. Take a sip. That's hot, and so are these steamers. All right, so right.
I like it.
Let's talk about Halle. She ain't scared, Berry.
All right,
so Halle Berry had just inked a multi-million dollar deal with Netflix.
Yep.
We all know her as Storm, as the Oscar winner, as the beautiful, lovely cover girl. Well, now she is Miss Director, Miss right?
Yes.
Recently, her directorial debut just happened on Netflix with the film Bruised, which is about a mixed martial arts fighter, like on the rebound with a child. And I mean, we were talking about this earlier. I'm like, Halle Berry has always looked like she's ready to fight, like on site.
On site. Don't let this pretty fool you.
She's very scrappy.
Ooh, no, that's the word. But
and the thing is, even in this movie Bruise, which you can all see on Netflix, even though she looked beat down, a purple eye, whatever, like all you see is
Halle Berry.
All I see is that body coming out that ocean with that pumpkin colored bathing suit. I'm like,
yes.
I mean, like just like bananas, just because they're bruised on the outside don't mean they are not sweet on the inside.
That's right. Go Halle. Always gonna be.
Congratulations to her. Again, we are always so happy when women of color, especially Black women, are inking these deals and just like it's not even really having a seat at the table. Like they have their own table. And they are inviting who they want to be at
the table.
Yeah, it's multiple tables up in here, and they're not red.
Hello. Just saying. It ain't nothing wrong with the red one, but I'm just
congratulations to her. Moving right along. So, Speaking of Mocha Marbles and women of color and seats at the table, I know she's a lot of this for a lot of us, but Barbados has just named Rihanna a national hero. Only like 11 people have been named this, and she's the second woman to be named a national hero for Barbados. I mean, that country is so ecstatic about her this period. You know that just recently she became a billionaire.
Yes, I do know, honey.
You know, the only thing, like with just her, and she's like right, like she's coming for Oprah's wig. Like she is right there, chomping at
the bit. Yeah, for sure. Congratulations to her all around. She looks great. She's doing great things. I was just thinking about how, you know, people like Rihanna have just diversified and made their money work for them outside of just performing. She has a great team around her. I'll say that.
For real.
Yeah, seriously. It's necessary. It really is.
Like, I would, you know what? I would be like, if you want, I could just, I could just carry your lipstick. I can hold your bag.
I can spray your perfume. Anything you need.
Spray your perfume. Like if you drop something, I'll pick it up. I can be that person. I don't mind doing the work.
I am not afraid of it.
I mean, like, I wouldn't mind treating her like she's the only girl in the world.
But hold on. In regards to we'll talk about that another week. Keep going. Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna say Janet's a woman, girl.
I ain't talking about Janet, honey. I'm talking about something else with Rihanna and ASAP.
I haven't felt any steam from that just yet.
Yeah,
But trust. Anyway, so good for her. Congratulations, Rihanna, on all your flowers and your accolades and your $1 billion.
Yeah.
So, Miss USA. Before I ruin the story. Okay, this is what I think is so great about this steamer. The new Miss USA, Miss L. What's her name?
L. Mm-hmm. Smith.
Is it that easy? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Miss L. Smith from Kentucky. But this is why this steamer is special. Because she, like most of us on this show, is a journalist.
Yes!
And not only that, she is now a beauty queen and is going to represent the United States of America in the Miss Universe pageant, which is going to be happening in Israel.
Yes, I'm so excited, girl. She looks amazing too. So congratulations to her.
Right? She can give us the news and the business and the crown.
And the beauty. That's right.
Right. The business, the beauty, and the crown. That's like BBC. Ooh, that's the BBC.
Yes.
The new BBC.
You know what? Moving.
Somebody write that down. Hashtag I own it. Because some people try to sue you every now and then. Like first.
We said it first. Right here, I'm opening.
Here we go. And actress Raven Goodwin just got married in a very intimate ceremony. And have you been to Greece? I've been to Greece, the Santorini.
I have never been to Greece.
Super beautiful. Well, if you don't know who she is, she was in Good Luck Charlie. She was also in Being Mary Jane and also in the Clark Sisters. Remember that? The First Ladies of Gospel?
Mm-hmm.
So she was looking all gorgeous with the Greeks, mountains in the water, her man.
And I know her husband, Wiley. I know her husband. We have mutual friends. We've hung out together, and so I'm so happy.
Yeah, she's all wily and out.
Exactly. So I'm so happy to see Wiley and his new wife, Raven, and their daughter, Riley Rose, and to see them in their union. I'm wishing them nothing but blessings and all that good stuff. So, yay, go Battles.
Right. And here, check this out. So, again, we're dealing with like some more firsts because I guess we're still on that point in the world where we are going to experience a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
So Janet Halle But she's going to be the first Black woman to lead the American Ballet Theater. For whatever reason, I still like, that's like shock. For me, that's more like shocking news. Like, what do you mean? This is what? But congratulations to her. Yeah. Because, I mean, that's the tea. I just can't believe that she's the first one.
It's a lot of things that we're still chasing around here.
Right? So congratulations to her, girl. Just, you know what? Twirl, girl. Just twirl. Make him twirl. Right. And out of a ray. Did I say that right? I'm not a ballet dancer.
I can't even correct you if I wanted to.
Okay, because I'm a street dancer. So I don't know what the technical term is. I know our producer's classically trained, but anyway, congratulations on achieving that first, which means that she has opened the door for more Mocha roles to be able to achieve that.
Absolutely.
Even though they could dance better than everybody. But,
you know what?
So Tabitha Brown has just a new children's series called Tab Time. It's really cute. I've seen some previews of this series, and the kids call her Miss Tab.
Yes.
So cute.
She's amazing.
Right? So basically, the show is really going to focus on life lessons with celebrity guests.
Yep.
And mostly with kindness and inclusion and all that. You know, what I think is really awesome is that now that we're like in our adulthood, like for instance, your son will be able to watch programming that is specifically like designed for him and for little boys that look like him. He will grow up seeing images of what he thinks he looks like on the screen.
Yep.
And the same for little girls as well. That is actually premiering. It premiered December 1st.
Yes.
So congratulations to her, and congratulations to all of the little Mocha Marvels, the baby Mocha Marvels. Congratulations to all of you, because we didn't have that.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It's a show that my son and I will watch together weekly.
Yeah. And his dad, what you mean?
Oh, well, your dad, you know that. Not leaving him out, I'm just saying activity.
So check this out. Here's another first. Here's another first.
Another first.
Yes, and I'm gonna call her a Mocha Marvel Moonwalker.
Oh,
like that.
Yeah.
Jessica Watkins will become the first Black woman to live and work on the space station.
Yes. Come on, sis.
And you know what? This gives a whole new meaning to space. Because you know what? When you look up at space, all you see are stars in the blackness.
Yes.
So now we have a name for that star.
Yes.
Her name is Jessica Watkins. She's up there working and doing things. She's moonwalking herself all over that.
Moonwalking. Yes. Come on, Jessica.
But good for her.
Throw me a star, honey, please.
I know, right? Congratulations to her. I mean, can you imagine?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Like, we're up here like in our virtual studios, and she up
there in space.
That's pretty awesome.
Get y'all life. I'm up here in space. Y'all down here tripping.
Thank you very much, right? And speaking of tripping, I'm glad you said tripping. So the Grammys.
Oh.
The Grammys has made some additions to their nominees. They've added Taylor Swift and Kanye West. Typically, they have like 8 nominees for the categories. Now it's 10 with the addition of these 2. And I don't know how I feel about that. What happened to the days that it was like maybe like 4 nominees?
Exactly. 8 to 10 people?
When people actually sold hard, like a physical record.
Listen.
You know, like a piece of like, but this is the thing, they're saying that, which again, when I read this, I was like, okay, you guys can read it too. Just go to variety.com. That's in the music news. They're doing this because they want to honor, they want to honor more artists and more genres of music. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, then what are Taylor and Kanye doing up in this nomination list?
Listen, exactly. So really what let's put our thinking caps on here.
I mean, because I can give you a couple names, like if you want to start honoring and opening, you know, being available to more genres of music and other artists.
Yeah. It's you know what? It's not
right.
It's not right. And they said it's not publicity, it's not this or that. Yes, it is. Because y'all have not been getting people to watch this show because no. So you had to bring in some more bigger names, bigger names.
I smell a stunt.
Absolutely. But we'll see. Look, but I definitely don't think it's fair.
Yeah. Well, in order for me to shake this decision off by the Grammys, I'm going to have to literally see Jesus walking on that stage.
You know what? Next. I cannot.
So if anyone's going to watch the Grammys, let me know, because then I will become a believer. Then I'll be able to shake.
They're going to turn all the water to wine. Okay, go ahead. Oh gosh. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I think I just about covered all of your steamers, everything that is happening in Black Hollywood and entertainment, but Mocha marvels not only in Black Hollywood entertainment, but also on the Mocha Media Network, because we have the Fab Lab coming up, and they're talking about celebrity denim trends. And we also have the Val Trynda show coming up, and they're going to be talking about Me Yogi, and that's all about healing and involving mind, body, and soul. You'll learn all about that also. So that's later on the Mocha Media Network. But as far as steamers, that's all I got.
All right. Thank you, officially, Jorge. Mocha Marvels will be right back with more on the show today. And of course, your piping hot segment. Don't you go anywhere. Come right back with us. Stay tuned.
More genres and more genres.
You already know. Stunt. They stunt.
Stunts.
All right, Mocha Marvels, it is time for Piping Hot. And of course, you know I cannot do it without my Mocha Marvel sisters. So let's bring them on in and get them introduced. Miss Kia Shakur.
What's up, everybody? It's so glad to be back, and time to get those diets back going after Thanksgiving.
Ooh, child, diets. Ooh. Kenya Woodard.
I was happy until I heard the D word. So now... Now I'm feeling bad for all the good food I ate over the holiday, but hey, happy Friday, everybody. We're back.
Right. And of course, we have Miss Girl, Liz Everett, looking amazing with this new I'm like, honey.
Thank you, friend. You know, that sister love is the best love. So listen, happy Friday. It's time to slay. And on that diet, do not delay.
We got a poet.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Janet Jackson. Woo.
Hello. All right, listen, y'all. We have quite a few things to talk about, so let's just jump right in. Okay, so King Richard has debuted, and I mean, I haven't seen it. I'll say that, but I heard it was amazing, phenomenal. However, Venus and Serena have a half sister, and she says this movie is no go. Like it is not telling the whole truth about King Richard, and that he was not a king to all. Now, according to the reports and news, Mr. Williams had a whole nother family, okay, and abandoned them. So they are not quite feeling this. He's amazing. He's a king, storyline. So Kia, let's talk about this. Like, okay, that face I already know it's about to come.
So you was dead wrong for leading with me. But everybody has to learn valuable lessons on this show. He is a bum. Like, I have never seen something where you have a father that we've all have been sending up as this great anointed father. He pushed these girls to success. He's amazing. And it come to find out you had a whole other family, 5 other kids that you don't speak to. The only time he's spoken to them was when he wanted them to get along with Venus and Serena for photo ops and family events. And all them kids were like, no, we don't want to do that. Like, if Venus and Serena want us to be in their lives, it's not about money or fame. We just want to know our sister. If it's anything outside of that, we don't want anything to do with it. This man has been married 4 times. And the movie makes it seem like he's this upstanding man. We've all been saying how dedicated of a father he is. He's a bum. He's a bum. Like, if he, come on now, he's a Jerry Springer, Maury Povich bum.
Oh, child. No, you didn't.
Somebody tell me I'm wrong on this show right now, and I will go with it.
Listen, Liz, how do you feel about that?
Wow, Kia. Wow. Okay. Yes. But honestly, unfortunately, it is not a new pattern. This is a pattern that many of us have experienced, right? And we all know someone who, maybe on the 3rd wife or the 5th wife, homeboy got it, what he felt was right. And now he's trying to live his best life. And honestly, it's super unfortunate that the movie is kind of surrounded by this type of controversy. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 91%, but I hate it for the girls too, because they're trying to live their best life, build their brand, and then have something surrounding it that it just isn't pretty. And let's be real, family relationships, period, a lot of times are not pretty. Like, one of the things that Sabrina said was she didn't understand why her dad didn't even come to her mom's funeral. And part of that made me feel like that's the 5-year-old little girl whose dad left, and most exes are not going to come to the person's funeral. I mean, like, that's a reality. When people move on, they move on, and it's horrible. And family relationships are icky. I mean,
now, Kenny, I don't know about that. Now, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't go to if I had an ex, I would. If we were married, have children together, I'm not skipping that funeral. I mean,
because you want to make sure he's dead. Like, why?
No, because
I probably want to check the casket. Like,
oh my God.
Okay, nobody was thinking that, Liz. Just you. The rest of us were not. That wasn't even.
I have to lean over and be like,
my mom would go to my dad's funeral. If my dad passed away, my mom would definitely go, because it's me and my brother and my little sister, and they share a bunch of grandchildren. So it would make sense not to see that he's dead, Liz.
But just because they shared a relationship, they built a family together. Kenny, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to point out that she did have a really good point about how, family relationships and dynamics, those things are very complicated. And what I hate about this whole thing is that whatever the situation with the Williams family, it's been there for a long time, long standing. We're just now finding out all about, the intricacies. And unfortunately, it's overshadowing this moment for Serena and Venus, because the story is told from their perspective, of how their father helped them, into tennis greatness. But whatever the issue is with Richard Williams and his children, that's his burden and not the girls. And that's what I hate about this whole situation, is that it's kind of being dumped on them when really and truly this is his business and he needs to handle it and make it correct. But looks like he hasn't made any attempt to do so in 30 plus years, and he's not going to anytime soon.
Moving on to our, our next topic, which, we have lots of cases, open, cases and things that we are following. The first being with Kyle Rittenhouse, the teenager who killed 3 people, who was found not guilty, who got away with it on self-defense. So he visited Mar-a-Lago, and I don't even know, Kenya. I just the parading of this boy is just disgusting, quite honestly, to me.
Yeah,
my opinion.
Yeah, and we're going to keep seeing this kind of pattern repeat itself. Zimmerman kind of set the standard on that, and actually even before then. Mm-hmm. But in recent times, we've seen where white men have been acquitted. I was going to say getting off, but acquitted for charges of crimes committed against Black folks, and they are then made heroes by the alt-right. I mean, Trump inviting him to come to Mar-a-Lago, not totally unexpected. But here's the thing: the criminal case is over, right? That's shut. What still stands are the civil cases, and there have been 2 filed so far on behalf of the families of the other 2 men. So what we still stand to see is how that's going to turn out. And that is just up in the air. There's no really straightforward path to say that he's going to be responsible for their deaths on the civil cases. That remains to be seen. It probably made it a little easier if he had been convicted in the criminal court, but that doesn't mean that he won't be held responsible in these civil cases. It's just going to be a little bit trickier.
Yeah. And who, I don't know which one of you were talking about this, maybe Kia, it was you, about them fighting over the Republicans, kind of fighting over him and trying to give him an internship, and who's gonna, like, yes. What is that all about?
Yeah, so some of your least favorite Republican senators and congressmen have been fighting over Kyle Rittenhouse to be their intern. So of course you have your scumbags like Marjorie Taylor Greene and that, I almost said the C word, Laura Boebert and what's his name, who's been a child molester with a bunch of girls in Florida, Matt Gaetz. All of them are fighting for him to be an intern, and it's ridiculous. I mean, I get it. He was acquitted, like Kenya said, but he killed 3 people. And on what planet can you kill 3 people and the world just goes, you can get whatever you want now. It's just great. It's fine. You completely no, even if it was self-defense, no one says that. It doesn't matter. There are snipers who in Iraq and Afghanistan who have killed people, and people don't go around applauding them. It's a hard thing to deal with, to kill multiple people.
Yeah, absolutely. So much. Listen, now obviously we had a victory with Ahmaud Arbery's case in Georgia, where all 3 of them were found guilty. However, there's another part of this with prosecutors and their misconduct, right? Like, how do we hold these people accountable for the things that they do in the court of law? And they're supposed to uphold and represent the law, but yet and still they're taking advantage of their positions, right, Kenya? Yeah,
one word: vote. My understanding is that the county where the Ahmaud Arbery's incident, trial, and everything took place has a sizable Black community. In fact, almost predominantly Black. And how this woman, the prosecutor who fumbled everything from the beginning, how she was able to manipulate it so that initially they weren't even arrested, and then supposedly covered up evidence or information that would have brought charges to these men in more timely fashion. How she even got in the seat is the question to begin with. And yep. So now that the trial is over, which by the way would not have even come to light had they not videoed themselves, right, and then released it, and then the media released said video because the prosecutor again just wasn't going to bring the charges. And so once that video,
she's talking about the DA. Who, not the prosecutor lady who ran the trial, it's the DA who is actually making the final decision. Just, I just wanted to clarify so people aren't
right. The previous, she's no longer in the seat now. She's been removed and is facing charges herself. None of this would have been brought to light had that video not come up. And so now we have a conviction. These 3 are definitely going to jail for a very long time.
As they should, as they freaking should. Now, speaking of another case, in the Dante Wright shooting, where the police officer, the killing, right? That's his name, Dante Wright, with the taser and the gun. She thought it was her taser, but it was her gun. Kia, how do you think this is going?
You're going to jail. People are not playing around with cops who make these types of silly mistakes. And I hate to call it a silly mistake, but it is. You can tell the difference between your taser that has no weight on it. A taser has a very lightweight feel to the king compared to your gun with a full magazine in it. You couldn't tell the difference. No, sweetie, you shouldn't be a police officer then. So, I mean, I don't think she's going to get, the Ahmaud Arbery amount of time in jail, but she's probably going to get, what was that girl who killed the guy in his house when he was minding his own business? She might get that 10 to 15 year range. She might get there, but she's getting something. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. And go ahead, Liz.
No, did you read in the article where it said that she was like something like, I'm gonna tase you, taser, taser, taser. Oh my God, I shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that when this first started, but like Kia said, you can say that all day. And I know her defense is gonna say that, she just in the heat of the moment, she thought it was a taser. She said taser, blah, blah, blah. Still, you have to hit a button for a taser. You have to pull the trigger for a gun. Like, come on now. I don't care what kind of heat of the moment you're in, the adrenaline rush, you know the difference. You should know the difference. And she's not a rookie. She's not a rookie cop.
Thank you.
So
rookie
and
cop
she was
might have gotten away with
she?
That. A 20-year veteran. Isn't she like a 20-year veteran of the force?
And I thought she was a trainer somewhere in there too.
She was.
So yeah, no. We're gonna go with a whole hell no. All right. No, ma'am. See you in court and hopefully somebody's sentencing. Listen, I promise you, with all my might, if I had the the opportunity to meet Zach Stacy, this NFL player. Let me tell you something. The way he threw his baby mama, wife, girlfriend, they have a child together.
Yeah.
Through this TV around that apartment or that townhouse on this video, ma'am, let me tell you, I wish I could have gathered all the uncles, daddies, cousins to whoop his behind. I mean, I was in disbelief, but I was in more disbelief that I had to make the realization that this wasn't anything new to her. This was not new to her. You know what I'm saying, Liz? Like, you could tell that he had done this before.
I agree, because what you really see, so I have been in some relationship situations where I really feared for my life. And you learn to do whatever you have to do to diffuse the person, right? And so what I saw was probably a little different than what other people saw. I saw her try to stay as still as possible. I saw her try to put herself in a position to have the least impact. I saw her, I saw her try to survive. That's what I saw. And it tells you a lot about what she has experienced, that the only thing that she knew to do was to put herself in a place or a space where she could get the least impact, where she could try to diffuse him. So we know that these are things that have happened before, and we know, that unfortunately this is how she's been living.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate. But most unfortunate too. What kind of discipline has he gotten thus far?
Barely anything. And the reason why all this happened is because she actually filed for a restraining order. And when you file for a restraining order, they have to let the person know. He found out about it and went to her house, and that's how the incident ensued. And even after her telling the court, this has happened multiple times, this happened while I was pregnant, this happened on video, he still was released on a $10,000 bond. That's nothing. That's the equivalent of what? You stole a car maybe, or you had a pound of weed in your house or something like that. That's nothing. This girl was brutalized and it went viral. All of us have seen it. The courts have seen it. And so he's like, no, he can be released on $10,000 bond. He just has to stay out of the state of Florida and he gets to go to rehab. That's not a punishment.
Not at all.
Yeah, he actually got to move in with his mommy. Ridiculous.
You know what, Mocha?
And watch. And if that girl gets killed, I guess we're all just going to wait for the GoFundMe from her family. Like, this is crazy to me.
It is. And Mocha Marvels, make sure you weigh in and tell us your thoughts on any of the things that we're talking about and how you think this should be handled with domestic violence. Obviously, there's so many twists and tangles when you're handling domestic violence, but I definitely think that he deserves something a little bit more than that. Listen, we got more things to talk about in Piping Hot. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Hi, Mocha Marvels. Now, listen, I know that you all are enjoying the Mocha Morning Show, drinking all of that hot piping tea, but don't forget to tune into the Val Trynda Show. Now, listen, today we're talking about how our physical health affects our mental health. So don't forget to tune in to the Val Trynda Show right here on the Mocha Media Network.
We are back and we have more piping hot for you. Let's jump right back into it. The fashion world took a huge loss with the loss of Virgil Abloh. Abloh, did I say it right? Abloh, Liz?
Yes.
And I'll be honest. Well, first of all, he died at the age of 41. I wasn't as familiar with him at all, not recognizably by name, by his fashions. Now that you kind of explained some things that we would know him by, I know who he is now. But you know, he was apparently a huge deal, and we took a huge loss. And it just kind of opened our eyes to a few other things. But Liz, I definitely want to bring you in to kind of talk about what this loss is, what this means in the fashion world and what kind of footprint he left on the fashion world, but most importantly too, what it says for our Black men and what they need to do for their health.
Well, we lost a really expansive, brilliant Basquiat of our day type of artist whose comparisons come, even to like Warhol and Jeff Koons. So we lost a really young, brilliant mind is what happened. He had been battling with this rare form of cancer privately for a couple of years. And, he was a designer who believed that fashion they were like, what you wore were like totems of your identity. So he really was an artist, like not like I woke up yesterday, decided to make a dress or, whatever, like he knew reference and influence and nuance. And in order to be up there on that level, you really have to be someone whose soul just really resonates with art and craft and what you're doing. And the LVMH CEO, Bernard Arnault, said, Virgil was not looking for the limelight, but the limelight found him. Like his vibe was so high and his brilliance was so big. And so it's just devastating that we have lost someone whose representation, honestly, guys like him and Jerry Lorenzo, who most people don't know about, they're holding it down in a really high level of fashion that most melanated folks, especially designers, don't even get a chance to be seen, in that light. So, for me, just his light and his brilliance, his warmth in the room will be missed. But for all of us internationally, we've lost a really brilliant soul who was a statement maker and who was unafraid to challenge things. He challenged fashion's norms. But the biggest thing is in our community as a whole, men and women, we need to be, checked. Go to your checkups, do your daily, your monthly, your yearly, and do some research and find out, what should I be having checked by now? And if you haven't had the other things checked, go get those things checked as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I literally, right after, the morning after we had our production meeting, scheduled appointments for my husband and I, just because, I got to stay on top of this stuff, especially because my husband is in his 40s now. And I'm like, babe, it's time for those difficult checkups, but you got to do it. You just got to do it. There is not an option. It's not an option. You have to do it. Pain or no pain, embarrassed or no embarrassed, whatever it is, you need me to hold your hand. We're going to do this thing because it's important. I need you here for us. All right.
What you have to hold during these procedures.
No. Tammy Roman, who I love, I love her. I love her authenticity. I love her bonnet chronicles, as crazy as they are. They are super hilarious. But lately, she has appeared in pictures that she just looked abnormally thin to me. And you can see in the comments, people are like, baby, are you all right? Tammy, is everything okay? And we'll talk about that part, but she's making headlines recently because she has apparently given her husband permission to have a baby with another woman. Now, Kia, that is, some people, if they're not reading all the way and understand what it is, they're like, oh my gosh, she just letting him do this. But tell us the real reason why she's saying this.
The real reason is her husband, Reggie, is a lot younger than her. I think he's about 15 years younger and doesn't have any children of his own. She actually has 2 daughters. And they've been trying for a long time. They have had multiple fertility issues. I think they tried to get a surrogate. There have been multiple issues of her trying to conceive and it just doesn't work. And she's at the point now, and I think a lot of older women and younger men have this guilt of, I have kids, you don't. It's something that you want, even though you're saying you're not. And I want you to be able to have that experience. And I think she just wants him to have that experience. And I know it sounds so salacious to people, but I can't really blame her for bringing it up. Maybe I'm a one-off person, but I don't think this is as bad as it sounds to me.
What do you think, Kenya?
I don't know. She told her the host on the Real that a baby wouldn't factor into her career right now, which I think a lot of women can relate to. So she's kind of like, well, listen, I'm kind of done. Sounds like the shop is closed. Hey, husband, if you want to have kids, go right off and have some kids with someone else. I mean, that's the way that she presented it to, the host on the Real. I don't know. What I do know
is weird that she presented to the host on the Real like that, because that's not how she's been talking on Basketball Wives for the past 8 years. It's been, I want to give you a baby. I want to have a baby with you. And now it doesn't factor into my career.
That's what she told the host on the Real. I don't watch Basketball Wives, so I'm not familiar with her story on that at all. But yeah, I mean, I think either way, I think a lot of women can relate, right? If you've been trying and not been successful, and that this is something that would be important to your husband, I mean, I don't think anybody could blame her for suggesting it. And then also at the same time, if she's, at a point in her career where she feels like a baby would interrupt things, she's well within her right to say, sorry, that's not for me at this time.
Well, and the baby does interrupt things. It's loud, screaming, pooping, peeing interruption.
The joys of our lives. Listen, I mean, our Mocha Marvels out there, let us know, drop a comment. How do you feel about it? Like, do you feel like she is, she's justified in saying, hey, go over there and have a baby? I'm not trying to change my body, or I'm not able to, whatever the reason may be. How do you feel about, her giving that permission to him? And would you do the same? Secondly, Liz, she's been dealing with some issues just with her body and body confidence, that has made her or made us question if she's healthy, right?
Yeah, body dysmorphia is a real thing. I myself suffered from bulimia, so I know what that is like. I suffered from bulimia from the end of 7th grade until I was 23 type of thing. And it was a really long, dark road a lot of times. And the biggest thing is that, for Tammy, that means that she can't look in the mirror and see herself the way she actually is. Her mind is constantly playing tricks on her for how she looks and what she presents herself. So, and it's very common even in bodybuilders that they can't see themselves, which is why they become so obsessive and obsessed with.
After you have a baby, because I deal with it right now, and it's really hard to see something different that everybody else seems to see.
It is. I don't think anybody but that person can really understand. I think because we all look at each other and go, oh, well, Kia's got XYZ. She's fine. She's perfect. Boom. Right. Oh, well, Tammy's got money. She's got this. She's got that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, Kenya's got, we all look at each other and think how perfect the other person's stuff is. And, remember, this is the woman. What? Wait, hold on.
This is why we can't get production notes while we're live on the air.
What?
Apparently, Tammy Roman wired her mouth shut.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
was that to keep from eating?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
I don't even have words for that. I don't have words for that. That's tragic and sad. And
yeah. I mean, that's heavy.
Next topic.
Absolutely. That's super heavy.
I will say though, I'm just glad that we're talking about it in the Black and brown community now, because more Black and brown women and Black and brown men suffer from this than you would think. And when I admitted I had a problem, blah, 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 it made sense to people because my mom was white and they felt like it was a white girl's disease, me having bulimia. And the two different sides of my family's reactions followed suit. Because people just had not talked about mental health, did not know anything about it. So I'm really glad that women like Kerry Washington are speaking up about her, former battle with eating disorder. I'm glad that Tammy is just talking about it so that we can just start normalizing things and prioritizing Black and brown people's mental health.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I could so see that because totally understand and totally can see that outcome. Welcome, Marvels. This has been an interesting conversation, to say the least. Thank you, as usual, for being the amazing contributors that you are. We will see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys. Deuces.
Mocha Marvels. Take a look at this week's
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kia, and welcome to Dinner and Blanc. And wait. Come here. It is our own, officially Jorge, our café con leche. Hola, mi amor, ¿qué pasó?
Hola, you look super fabulous. All in white.
Yes, all in white.
We're in O-Town.
Yes.
Doing the thing.
I know.
And you're working, and I'm here to have fun.
I know. I'm the one who's doing all the hard work for the first time. It's so hard, but I'm so excited, and we're glad to be here. And Jorge's gonna have to help me a little bit.
Yes.
Help me a little bit.
Good team, Rosa. I'm gonna go enjoy my dinner en bloc.
Oh my God.
And you enjoy your dinner en bloc.
Okay, what's up? It's your girl Kia of Mocha in the Morning of the Mocha Media Network, and we are here at Dinner in Blanc, Orlando, and we are here with one of the co-organizers, Todd Johnson. This event is amazing. Like, how are you all doing all of this?
It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and we come together as a team to just create a whole experience.
Everybody, it's your girl Kia Shakur from Mocha in the Morning of the Mocha Media Network, and we are here at Dinner in Blanc, Orlando, and we are sitting here with the bakers from Oh That's Cute Cupcakes, and we have Taquanda and her sister
LaShonda.
and I am holding a delicious cupcake. What am I holding right now?
You have the vanilla cupcake with buttercream icing with a little pearl on top.
Really? Is it edible?
Yes, it's edible.
I cannot wait to taste this, but how did you all get involved with Dinner in Blanc?
Well, it was a friend of mine who introduced me to this Dinner in Blanc. It was very exciting. So I jumped on the opportunity, and I'm just excited to be here.
Hi, Desiree.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to talk to you. Tell me all about your wine.
I'm so excited to be here. My name is Desiree Noizet. I'm the founder and vintner of Mimosa Wines, Florida's first black-owned wine brand. And I'm really excited. This is really special because I was recently given an award of 90 on my Merseco wine.
That is
from Wine
amazing.
Enthusiast.
Oh, it's so good.
Best Buy for 2021.
really was that long for you? Okay, how long did it take? Be honest.
Not that long. You got like 5 white outfits. I don't get one.
See, they always blame on the women. It's definitely the men who always take longer to get ready.
Good morning. It is time for the Mocha Moment. And this is where you can share all of the special occasions, events, birthdays, anniversaries, those moments that are so special to you. Share them with us, and we'll be more than happy to share them to the Mochaverse. Just send them to @Mocha Morning Show.
That's right. Take a look at this week's Mocha Moment. A few red carpet moments from our House of Gucci, HOK, House of Keisha.
House of Keisha.
All the work that I did. Take a look at it. All right, Mocha Marvels, thank you for joining us today for Mocha in the Morning. Of course, we need you to share some of that Mocha love with your friends, your family, coworkers, whomever. We have enough to go around to make sure everybody gets a little flavor in their morning blend. So be sure to follow us. Where, Jorge?
You can follow us at Mocha Morning Show, all your favorite social media platforms. Why do people in the news always be shuffling them papers? It's like, it's nothing for me to shuffle.
You know what? Cut it out. Listen, you guys, coming up, we have the Fab Lab and the Trynda Show. So make sure you tune in and stay right here with the Mocha Media Network. We have lots of beautiful, amazingly produced shows by this one right here. So make sure you stay tuned, share. We can't wait to see you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
They're cutting us off.
Who's running the credits? I am not. I'm done with you today. I'm done.
A lot of coffee this morning. It's that chocolate.
Have a great day, people. Bye.
Bye.